And that's basically your table. I like that. Okay. Now let me kind of show you how to. I'm not going to do all of it, but I'll go ahead and do the chair for you. Okay. So chair, we have a cube here, a wireframe that is. Let's see. Let me check the dimensions. It's 31 inches. Three inches high, 30 inches wide, and it's actually 31 inches deep. I actually drew this at 36 inches deep, so my chair is going to be a little bit deeper, but that's okay. The principles are still the same, okay? And I can look at the actual image of this chair and see that there is. This is where some of our sketching skills will come into play. There's a base. Okay, and I'm just worried about the outside edge right now. There's the base frame. Okay, there's a leg right there. There's going to be a leg right here, and then I can see that there is the top portion of the cushion that comes down about, just to make it easy, let's say it's about a third of the way, and then the rest 2/3 are the arm. Okay. But then the arm has a little bit of a slope to it. So if I'm looking at the profile of the image, you can see that the arm does something like that. Okay. So we have a frame, we have a leg, and then we have the side of the upper cushion. That would be just the outside edge, right, of our chair. Now we can follow these points that we've created. We can follow those back to the vanishing point. So if I follow the top of the cushion back to the vanishing point, this is actually the outer edge of my wireframe. I can follow that back. I can follow the cushion depth right here. I can follow that back to the vanishing point and draw in the top edge of the cushion, and just let that go back until it bumps the edge of my wireframe. Okay, there's the depth of my cushion. I follow my frame, the front part of my frame here. Actually, I'm going to start from this in a little bit. Follow the front part of my frame back to the vanishing point. And you are welcome to use your ruler if you want to be very precise, or you can do a hybrid where you're using the ruler for some of it and eyeballing it, or if you feel comfortable with your sketching skills, you can get a pretty accurate drawing by just sketching, because we have our wireframe, we have the overall dimension kind of already determined, figured out for us. So I can look at this and say, okay, the outside edge of or the upper kind of outside edge of my arm, we need to project that back to the vanishing point. If I kind of eyeball this and I look at the grid lines that are already established, if I follow that back until it hits my wireframe, I can see that the other arm is going to end about right there. Okay, I can do the same thing from this point, and this is kind of nice because it actually falls right upon a grid there's a crease in the upper cushion of the back that I can just follow along that grid line. Okay. Then I can draw in the profile of the arm here using kind of this profile that I already drew. Draw something similar to that on the other edge here. Okay. You can see that front of the arm has a curve to it like that, where the seat cushion kind of meets it. Okay. This in reality is a little bit too deep. I made my chair a little bit deeper than it should have been. But using that wireframe, you can see how I'm able to kind of sketch in the overall feel of my chair. And if I want to get a little bit more accurate, if I look at the chair, there's actually a bit of an angle to the back right there. So if I go back in, and add that angle, that gives it a little bit more realism. It's not quite so blocky. The sofa should actually be a little bit easier, and I'll let you guys do that. But it's basically just a series of rectangles, right? And then for the little end tables here, follow the same method we did for the coffee table. Do that. Draw your squares here, project them up, and think of it as a cylinder, and then fill in the details. Then on the back wall, where the fireplace is, measure the elevation with your architectural scale, determine the correct heights, and just kind of fill that in based on what we've been doing. Remember that there's a little bit of depth to that, so look at all the elevations, find the depth of the hearth and the fireplace, and you can fill that in accordingly. But with this information and the knowledge of the grid, you guys should be able to put together a pretty decent one-point perspective. And this isn't totally complete. This is kind of an idea of where you would be about halfway through, right? You've drawn in your chair, got your sofa, you've located the window, and artwork. Of course, the perspective here is a one-point perspective with the vanishing point right in the middle. But you don't have to get too detailed with your sketch. You can use colored pencil if you want to. If you want to use pencil, that's totally fine too. Just as you're filling in your wireframe, just remember that you're drawing an actual piece of furniture, and it won't be super blocky. You can soften some of the edges up, and kind of have fun with it. We're still kind of learning, but I want you guys to just get the right idea, get comfortable with finding overall height and depth in perspective, and then you can see how you can pretty easily build an interior drawing based on not a lot of information. There are key pieces of information obviously that you need in relation, in regard to the floor plan and some simple elevations, but you will have some good skills here to draw interior if desired in the future.